Surah Al-Juma 62 and Ayah 6. قُلْ يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ هَادُوا إِنْ زَعَمْتُمْ أَنَّكُمْ أَوْلِيَاءُ لِلَّهِ مِنْ دُونِ النَّاسِ فَتَمَنَّوُا الْمَوْتَ إِنْ كُنْتُمْ صَادِقِينَ وَلَا يَتَمَنَّوْنَهُ أَبَدًا بِمَا قَدَّمَتْ أَيْدِيهِمْ وَاللَّهُ عَلِيمٌ بِالظَّالِمِينَ. Say, O Hadu, those who became lenient, if you claim that you are awliya, protectors of Allah besides other people, then wish for death if you are truthful. And they will never wish for death with what their hands forward ahead. And Allah is knower with the oppressors. Now Allah is addressing to the Hadu, those who are Hadu, or those who became lenient or label Jews. I will keep on saying labels so you understand. Allah says, if you claim that you are the awliya ulillah, means you are the protectors of Allah besides other people, then you wish for that if you are truthful. In the Quran, Allah is addressing to the Hadu, those who became lenient, or the labeled Jews. Allah is saying they claim that they are the awliya Allah, they are the protectors of Allah. Who are saying we are awliya Allah? Come on, who are today people are saying they are the awliya Allah? Who are saying? Who are saying today? Whoever says a Hadu basically. He is a person who is a Hadu, who became lenient. So you must identify, it is a human nature to call people awliya Allah. Did Allah say that they are the awliya Allah? Did Allah say anywhere in the Quran to these guys whom you are saying they are the awliya Allah? Because Allah says, in za'amtum annakum awliya lillah. You claim that you are the awliya Allah, the protectors of Allah, you Hadu. Are you like that? So Allah is asking a question to these people. Are you the awliya lillah, besides other people? Then wish for death if you are speaking the truth. Come to Allah Almighty. If you are so truthful and you are real in the true sense to near to God, come wish for death, come to me. So this Allah says they will never wish for death with what their hands forward ahead, and Allah is knower with the oppressors. So the people who claim, remember this, those who claim as the awliya Allah are who psyche? They are lenient and Hadu people. They are the lenient and Hadu people, because Allah says, they say that they claim they are the awliya Allah. So they are identified Hadu. Now we are trying to understand the descriptive behavior of the Hadu, those who are lenient. Those who are lenient or label Jews. We'll identify. We can go there also, or we can come here also. We have to identify the ayahs. Now Surah 4, Nisa 4 and Ayah 46. مِنَ الَّذِينَ هَادُوا يُحَرِّفُونَ الْكَلِمَ مَوَاضِعِهِ وَيَقُولُونَ سَمِعْنَا وَعَصَيْنَا وَاسْمَعْ غَيْرَ مُسْمَعٍ وَرَاعِنَا لَيًّا بِأَلْسِنَتِهِمْ وَطَعْنًا فِي الدِّينِ وَلَوْ أَنَّهُمْ قَالُوا سَمِعْنَا وَأَطَعْنَا وَاسْمَعْ وَانظُرْنَا لَكَانَ خَيْرًا لَهُمْ وَأَقْوَمْ وَلَكِنْ لَعْنَهُمُ اللَّهُ بِكُفْرِهِمْ فَلَا يُؤْمِنُونَ إِلَّا قَلِيلًا. And from those who were Hadu, who became lenient Jews, distort, misrepresent the true meanings, the words from its places, and they say, we listened, we disobeyed, and listen other than the hearing that is to be listened, and they say, observe us, twisting with their languages and piercing, that is to make a way in the judgment. If only they had said, we hear and we obey, and listen and said, look at us, that is better and more straight for them. But Allah cursed them with their rejection, then except few, they will not believe. Now the descriptive, first it was they were claiming to be awliya ulillah, protectors of Allah. Now in this I said, from those who are Hadu, their second behavior is they distort the words from its places. Now in Arabic, yuharrifun al-kalima am mawadi'i. What is a kalim? Kalima means word. Kalima means word. This book I hold in my hand is Kalam Allah, is the word of Allah. So of these words, this is the Kalam of Allah. Now there are people who are distorting the word of Allah. They cannot change these words. Arabic words can never be changed. But how can you distort is mentioned that they misrepresent the true meanings. Distorting the book, how? They misrepresent the true meanings of the Arabic words. They distort the book. How? By misrepresenting the not true meanings. Then the words from the place, then they say we listen and we disobeyed. When listen to the true essence, they disobeyed. And listen other than to the hearing. Now this is a very important point. Now you are listening to me. I am speaking certain words. You see, there is a programming. Everybody is programmed into certain philosophy, certain ideology. Whenever the ayah's true essence comes forward, people do not listen to that, but they listen in their mind something else. Something else that is going on. And they think that this guy is trying to say that. I'm not saying that. I'm talking about the ayahs. So what happens normally, these guys who are Hadu, they say don't listen what is being heard, you have to be listening. You are sitting in a lecture and you listen to what I'm saying. But there are people who are not listening this. They are listening what they're in my mind, their mind, what has to be listened. You follow what I'm saying? In their own minds, there is a conjecture. And that conjecture is saying to them, do not listen what he's saying, listen to what you know. And link these eyes according to that. This is the behavior of Hadu. If you have got a concept of Jew today, as Jews living in Jerusalem, and I am translating as Hadu as lenient, you're not listening. Because in your mind is Hadu, is Jews. So what you are listening in your mind is not what the ayat is telling you. So this is how the Hadu behave. You must understand what I am saying. You must listen to me very carefully, these ayats. These are ayats. And you see that what the Quran says, look, I will read again. And from those who were Adu, who became lenient, I gave you the translation of the word Hadu as those who became lenient. Right? Right? Is it right or true or false? Now, people are saying Jews. Is it the true meanings? That's what said they distort, misrepresent the true meanings. So they distorted the word Hadu as Jews. You understand now how they distort? So it says, from those who are Hadu, I gave you the meaning, those who became lenient. Distort, meaning that misrepresent the true meanings of the words from its places. The place was Hadu means those who became lenient. You translate as Jews. So you misrepresent the Hadu. And further, and they say, we listened and we disobeyed. We don't believe this means lenient. It means Jews. It means Jews. So you're not listening. This is going on right now. And where the lecture is being heard? In their minds. Right now in their minds is going on. You follow what I'm saying? So he says, we listen and we disobeyed. Because in their mind, Hadu means Jews. And this is a misrepresent of the word Hadu. It doesn't mean Jews. Further he says, and listen other than the hearing. And do not listen other than what I am telling you. What I am telling you, listen other than that. What is in your mind, listen that. So this is going on in the process of the people's mind when the ayahs are being rehearsed. So the ayahs are being rehearsed with its true essence. So people say, do not listen to that. Because he's in their mind, what their mind is, for so many years they've been listening to Hadu as Jews, it has become a fact. It's not a true meaning. So it says, listen other than that is being heard. And they say, observer, twisting with their languages. They have twisted in all the language of the world. All these, it says, twisting with the language and piercing to make a vain the judgment. They have done it. They are successful of not translating the word Hadu as lenient as Jews in all language of the world. They have done it. Who? The Hadu are doing it. Who? The lenient people. It's going on. All this ayat and piercing, twisting with the languages and piercing to make a way in the judgment. So you cannot change the Arabic text. You can't change the word hadu from here. You can't change this yuharrifun al-kalima amma wadih. You can't change that. It is exposing your character, those who are doing it and those who have done it. Believe me, there is not a single ayah in the Quran. I read just now few, that the Quran says the Tawrat, the word Tawrat I read before, just now. Inna anzalna Tawrata fiha hudan wa nur yahkumu biha an-nabiyyuna alladhina aslamu. 136 times Musa peace be upon him, name is mentioned. And Tawrat, the word is 18 times mentioned, and nowhere in the Quran Allah says that Musa was given the Tawrat. But you interject in the eyes of Allah by saying that here the book means Torah, here the meaning book this, and you interject that was piercing into the making the way in the judgment. You do it in the kalima of the words of Allah. You are trying your level best to do it. You can't change the Arabic text, but you have done it in the translations, in the languages, with the languages, twisting with the languages, your languages. You are doing it. So you are hadu yourself. Who was doing it? This is that behavior of those people who are hadu, lenient people. This is the character trait of a hadu, who have been misrepresenting the words of Allah, twisting the words of Allah in the language of the world with the other languages. People who do not know the language of Arabic text, they know Arabic language, or they learn the Arabic language and plan how to twist the meanings to establish their own viewpoint. They are doing it all time. This is the second behavior. And Allah says further, and if only they have said we hear and we obey and listen and said look at us, that is better and more straight for them. But Allah has cursed them with their rejection. Then except few, they will not believe. So this is the further explanation of these people. Allah said if they would have said listen to us, they would listen and obey. They should amend, they should correct that if they are doing so. If they would have said obey and listen to us, that is better for them and more straight for them. And Allah has cursed them because of their rejection. Except for few people will reject. Again, the further behavior of these Yahudi. I am first telling the behavior of Yahudi, those so-called hadu or those who are lenient. Al-Maida 5 and 64. وَقَالَتِ الْيَهُودُ يَدُ اللَّهِ مَغْلُولَةٌ غُلَّتْ أَيْدِيهِمْ وَلُعِنُوا بِمَا قَالُوا بَلْ يَدَاهُ مَبْسُوطَتَانِ يُنْفِقُ كَيْفَ يَشَاءُ وَلَيَزِيدَنَّ كَثِيرًا مِّنْهُمْ مَا أُنزِلَ إِلَيْكَ مِنْ رَبِّكَ طُغْيَانًا وَكُفْرًا وَأَلْقَيْنَا بَيْنَهُمُ الْعَدَاوَةَ وَالْبَغْضَاءَ إِلَى يَوْمِ الْقِيَامَةِ كُلَّمَا أَوْقَدُوا نَارًا لِلْحَرْبِ أَطْفَأَ اللَّهُ وَيَسْعَوْنَ فِي الْأَرْضِ فَسَادًا وَاللَّهُ لَا يُحِبُّ الْمُفْسِدِينَ. And the Yahud, the Jews, say the hands of Allah are tied up, their hands are cuffed, tied up, and they are cursed with what they say they have said. But both his hands are outspread. He spends how he wills, and what is revealed to you from your Lord, definitely increasing the majority from them in tyranny, unjust, harsh, cruel, and rejection. We have put enmity and hatred amongst them towards the day of resurrection, when the Yahud, so-called Jews, or the behavior is they ignite the fire of war. Allah extinguish it, and they make an effort in the earth to cause corruption. And Allah does not love those who are mufsideen, who corrupt. Now this is another behavior. This is a behavior again of Yahudi, those who are lenient. What they do, they say Allah's hands are tied or cuffed up. Allah's hands are tied or cuffed. Why? Who are those people who are hadu are saying it? Who would say like this in the world? You see, when you people think, mankind who are hadu, lenient, think that it is not in the world, the judgment of Allah is not established in the world. You know, I am surprised. The whole universe, the creator of the whole universe and the galaxy and everything, of the universe and the galaxy we don't even know. The galaxies of the universe we don't know, and the neutrons and the protons, the smallest particle of the earth, universe, the whole galaxy and everything Allah created, and He is governing that in such first class principles that you cannot think and imagine. You are expecting Him that He cannot establish the judgment of Islam or Deen in the world, that you are going to bring Islam. Is the most nonsensical idea. His judgment is established in the whole world. If the Jews are there because of Quran, I read so many behaviors of people in the beginning. The mushrik will be there. The Christians, the so-called labeled Christians will be there. Every behavior that I read will be there in the world. You have to identify where do you stand in the kingdom of Allah. The judgment of Allah in Ad-Din and Allah Islam, in the nearness of Allah, the judgment of Islam, the Islam means peace, attain peace, will be there in the whole world. It is established. You don't have to bring, it is your Islam, your concocted Islam you want to bring in the world. So you think your Allah's hands are cuffed, hands are tied up. You think like that. You think His hands are cuffed. We have to bring Islam. You don't have to bring nothing. Allah's judgment is there in the whole world. The non-believer exists because Allah says so. The believer exists because Allah says so in the book. The hypocrites exist because Allah says so. All the character traits that I read are from the Quranic ayahs. They are there because Allah says so. You cannot change it. And Allah says that the majority will be non-believers in all times till the doomsday, the last day. There is no superiority. Islam superior means what is mentioned in the Quran will remain till the doomsday. You can't change it. You can't change the words of Allah. They are there. The hypocrites, the munafiq, the rejectors will be always in majority. So you think Allah's hands are tied up, your hands are tied up. Hadu, you are the Hadu who thinks you want to bring something in the world. It says, Allah says, and the Yahudi and the Ahbar, the scholars, the terrorists, they say the hands of Allah is tied up, cuffed up. Allah says their hands are tied up. They are cursed with what they have said, but both His hands are outspread. He spends as He wills. And further He says, and what is revealed to you from your Lord definitely increases the majority from them tyranny, unjustly harsh, cruel and rejection. That's going on. Believe me, what is being revealed now, they are getting angry. They are harsh. Because what Allah has revealed, it increases majority of these people in tyranny, unjustly harsh and cruel and rejection. We have put enmity and hatred among themselves. They are hating each other. And towards the day of resurrection, towards the day of they will be there like that. And Allah says, whenever these people ignite the fire of war, who are doing this war in the world? Who? These Hadu. Because they think that Allah's hands are tied up. Allah can do nothing. We have to do now. We have to do and bring, save Islam. Nonsense. You save your own souls on the day of judgment when you be put into the fire. When Allah will put you in the fire. Save your own souls. You are not going to do. This Hadu says, Allah says, they ignite the fire of war. Allah extinguish it. And they make an effort in the earth to cause corruption. And Allah does not love those who are mufsid, corrupt people. Who is doing all this? These are the Hadu, the lenient people. This is the behavior of the lenient people and identify in the world. Saying that Allah's hands are tied up, you have to do the things now. For so many years, Allah's judgment could not establish His judgment in His own kingdom. Imagine. Allah's kingdom is established in the world till the day the world came into existence. And in His existence, the majority will not be the believers. That's the judgment of Allah. Always the majority will be the fasik, the hypocrites, the munafiq, the hypocrites, the mushrik, the associate, the kafir, the rejectors. It is the law of Allah. And that can never be changed. So what are you doing? You are thinking that Allah's hands are tied up. It is all what you think is not what Allah says. This is the behavior again of the Hadu, who are Hadu. And now further He says, Surah Maida 5, Ayah 14, page 31-32. وَمِنَ الَّذِينَ قَالُوا إِنَّا نَصَارَى أَخَذْنَا مِيثَاقَهُمْ فَنَسُوا حَظًّا مِمَّا ذُكِّرُوا بِهِ فَأَغْرَيْنَا بَيْنَهُمُ الْعَدَاوَةَ وَالْبَغْضَاءَ إِلَى يَوْمِ الْقِيَامَةِ وَسَوْفَ يُنَبِّئُهُمُ اللَّهُ بِمَا كَانُوا يَصْنَعُونَ. And from those who said, surely we are Nasara helpers, we took covenant from them, then they forgot a part from what they were reminded with it. So we caused the enmity and hatred between them towards the day of judgment, and soon Allah will inform them with what they manufactured. Before I was reading the behavior of Hadu, those who are lenient. Now the Nasara, they were reminded of something, they forgot that part. We had a covenant with them. Allah says, from those who said, surely we are Nasara helpers, we took a covenant from them, they forgot a part from what they were reminded with it. What they were reminded with it? The Nasara, what they were reminded? Come on, what they were reminded with it? Ansarullah. When Isa said, فَلَمَّا أَحَسَّ عِيسَى مِنْهُمُ الْكُفْرَ قَالَ مَنْ أَنصَارِي اللَّهِ قَالَ الْحَوَارِيُّونَ نَحْنُ أَنصَارُ اللَّهِ آمَنَّا بِاللَّهِ وَأَشْهَدُ بِأَنَّا مُسْلِمُونَ. When the Isa, Jesus, realized the rejection, he said, who are my helpers for Allah? Said the companions, the disciples, the Hawarin, Nahnu Ansarullah. They said, we are the helpers of Allah. Amanna billah, we believe with Allah. Washhad bi anna muslimun, you bear witness that we are Muslim submitted. What they forgot? Ansarullah, they remove Allah, they became Nasara. They were reminded to become Ansarullah, helpers of Allah. They remain Nasara helpers. They were reminded to be helpers of Allah. They left up with Nasara. When Isa realized, I read you that, so he says, وَمِنَ الَّذِينَ قَالُوا إِنَّ نَصَارَى أَخَذْنَا مِيثَاقَهُمْ فَنَسُوا حَظًّا مِمَّا ذُكِّرُوا بِهِ. They forgot, and from those who said, surely we are Nasara helpers, we took the covenant from, they forget a part from what they were reminded with it. When Isa, peace be upon the messenger, Allah asked the companions what they said. Ansarullah, did they say Nasara? We are helpers? No. They say, who are my helpers for Allah? They say, Ansari ilallah. So they say, we are Ansarullah. We are helpers of Allah. Washhad bi anna muslimun, and you bear witness that we are Muslim submitters. They forgot, they became Nasara, helpers. We are just helping people, serving humanity. Now you can see these people serving humanity in us and outside. They forgot the message, they have to be Ansarullah, helpers of Allah. Not for Allah they are doing it for humanity. And changing people into Nasara and making more helpers. You also help. We are helping you, you help us. Keep on helping each other. Helping each other will not give you Jannah, garden. You have to do it for Allah. You have to become Ansar. So they forgot this. So now we will see both these two groups are identified. The Yahud, the Hud and the Nasara. Both these people are reciting the book. We have come to know. Now what they are trying to do is against the Muslim submitters, the helpers and those who are lenient, the Hadu. Al-Baqara 2 and ayah 120. وَلَنْ تَرْضَى عَنْكَ الْيَهُودُ وَلَا النَّصَارَى حَتَّى تَتَّبِعَ مِلَّتَهُمْ قُلْ إِنَّ هُدَى اللَّهِ هُوَ الْهُدَى وَلَئِنِ اتَّبَعْتَ أَهْوَاءَهُمْ بَعْدَ الَّذِي جَاءَكَ مِنَ الْعِلْمِ مَا لَكَ مِنَ اللَّهِ مِنْ وَلِيٍّ وَلَا نَصِيرٍ. And never will the Yahud, the lenient, so-called liberal Jews, and the Nasara helpers, the Christians, be pleased with you unless you follow their millat, religion. Say, surely the guidance is of Allah, that is the guidance. And if you are to follow their desires after the knowledge has reached you, then you would find neither protector nor helper from Allah. Now the question is, this Hadu or Yahudi who are lenient and the Nasara, the helpers, label Christians and the label Jews, Allah said they will never be pleased with you, the believers, until you follow their religion, their millat. And what is their millat, religion? What is the religion of the Hadu? No, they are lenient, their personality is lenient, but religion. I read 4 ayahs about Hadu. They think that Allah's hands are tied up first. And they ignite the fire of war. This is their religion, the religion of Hadu. And further what they twist the meanings, distort. This is the religion of Hadu. So they expect you follow their religion. And their Nasara religion is, they forgot to become Ansarullah, they become to follow helpers, help each other, help mankind, help humanity, serve humanity, serve humanity. Not Allah, not Allah, humanity. We believe in humanity. They forgot the message. So they expect both of them. The Yahudi expects you do what I recited the few ayahs explaining their behavior. That is their religion. The religion, the millat of the Yahud and Nasara is, I read you. I read, you want me to read again? You know what I am saying. So these Yahudi and the Nasara, both of them say they will not be pleased with you. The believers who are believing the ayahs, who are believing in the ayahs, who are understanding and following the Quranic ayahs, to them they are telling that until you distort the book, they will not be pleased with you. Or Allah's hands are tied up, you have to bring the Islam or the system, the nizam in the world. And you have to ignite the fire of war and do corruption in the land. Whoever these people are, you find out. Look into the world who are doing this corruption, both sides, everywhere. Who are distorting who are injecting, piercing, changing, manipulating in the languages. And the Nasara, helpers, they say help people, serving humanity. People who get sick, people go to hospital, give so many money given to these people because they think this poor fellow, he's sick person, and if I give money to help him, Allah will be pleased. You are giving because you think you are strong, good, healthy. You have to give for the love of Allah. And you don't even expect thanks from him. So you people are not doing it. They are serving humanity. So they become Nasara. So these Nasara will never be pleased with you until you become Nasara. And you forget Ansarullah. Forget our helper of Allah. You become helper. Only helper. Help me. Not you become helper of Allah. You follow what I am saying? So these will not, until you follow. So Allah says, Qul inna hudallahi al-huda. Say, surely the guidance is from Allah. It's true guidance. And if you follow their desires, and after the knowledge has reached you, then you would find neither protector and helper from Allah. So Allah said, this is their desires. These guys who are doing all this, Nasara and the Hadu, Yahudi and the Nasara, what they are doing, Allah said, they are just desires, their desires. After the knowledge has come to you people, don't bother about them.